Yeah. You too. Oh, feeling weak today. Actually, this whole week, last week too, I felt kind of weak. So I just put on a new cassette in the back. It's still a SRAM GX Eagle, but instead of the 1052 that it came with, that the bike came with, it's now a 1050. So I think a 52 is just too low of a gear when you're climbing technical. It spins out too easily. Not enough resistance on the pedal. So I think 50 is much better. When I had my YT Itzo, it was a NX Eagle 1150. Took me a little time to get used to that, but once I got used to it, it felt really good. Mainly wasn't really getting used to it. It was more like getting in somewhat decent shape. Getting out of shape. I think the 50 probably feels a little tall, especially on a heavier bike like this bike is. This is Privateer141. But now I'm out of shape. I've had this bike for 2 months now. I rode my Itzo for I think 4 months. Then I sold it for this bike. Hello. There. So I sold it for this bike. The Itzo was a good climber. At first it wasn't, because the engagement, the teeth engagement on the drive was horrible. It was only 18 tooth 3-paw, so I had way too much angle of pedal backlash before I engaged. I couldn't do technical climbs. Non-technical climb was fine, but technical climbs, I just couldn't do it. Even when I started getting in shape, I couldn't do it. But when I got and that was a DT Swiss wheel set, and when I upgraded the hub body, free hub body, to the 54 tooth, man, what a world of difference. I was able to climb pretty much this route right here, the route I'm doing. And on the good days, I was able to climb the Itzo with that 54 tooth up this climb that I'm doing here without having to put my foot down. That's when I'm feeling good, feeling strong. This bike, this Privateer, I have yet to do that. Even when I feel good, I still have to put them down 2 or 3 times in the technical section. And it's not because of the teeth engagement. This one has more teeth engagement than the 52. I think this one has like 108, I think. Well, it has over 100. It's a pretty fine teeth engagement. But the tall gear, I should say tall gear, I should say the low gear, the grinding gear, it's too tall. 52 was too tall. So 52 is too tall. That's why I got back to 50. Man, I'm feeling weak. I'm feeling weak today, so I'm not sure if I can do this time, even with this slightly taller gear, this 50. Because with my ITSO, I was actually, because it was 3 pounds lighter, over 3 pounds lighter, probably 3.5 pounds lighter than this bike. I was actually able to climb using the 42 twos. But this bike, I tried with 42. I just couldn't do it. I just get gassed out. I just get too tired because I think it's the weight, the actual weight of this bike. That's 3+ pounds. Doesn't seem like much, but it's the straw that broke the camel's back, if you will. The thing that got me winded. And it's still when I do 42, even when I feel good, it doesn't mean I do it easily. I do it and I'm like huffing and puffing. And I just barely make it up, but I make it up. But this bike, 42, I can't make it up. Just huff and puff too much, I just can't keep up with that. So 52 is too low of a gear. So I think the 50 would be good for its technical stuff. Maybe even like a 48, 49 possibly. Oh, yeah, definitely don't feel strong today. It's not right this morning, but I actually felt worse this morning. Right, so now I'm in the 52s, so definitely I can feel it a little bit taller than the 52. So in this section right here, if I do 52, it feels too tall, or not too tall, too short, too low of a gear. But the 50 right now feels okay. That's enough resistance in the pedal. So hopefully we'll see how I do in the technical section. I'm not sure if I can do it today because I'm tired. I'm tired right now. I mean, I didn't eat enough. I think I've drank plenty of water. My water's not too, it's not too yellow. It's slightly yellow. I've been peeing like every couple of hours. So I think I have enough fluids. I just don't feel energetic. So yeah, the last 2 weeks I haven't felt very energetic. Actually, ever since I came back from Arkansas, I haven't felt very good. Been feeling weaker, man. And that was a week and a half or so without riding. Or actually a week and a half and 1 day. So 7 days, 1 week plus 4 days. So just over a week and a half without riding, man, it threw me off. When I got back on, I was feeling so winded from those 14 days, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 days. 11 days off. Oh. And even right now with this 52, feels just right, but I can feel the weight, the resistance on the pedal. And I'm feeling kind of weak, so let's see. And maybe I should have stretched some more. My thighs feels kind of burning. Sorry, because I'm not used to climbing this. For the 50, I usually climb this for the 52, because the 42 is just too tall. I just get winded and get gassed out here. So I'm used to doing this on the 52. I think that actually made me weaker, because it made it easier. So I think I actually got weaker ever since I started riding a 52 versus a 50. So I'm hoping this 50 that I'm on right now could get me stronger again. You know, it's only 2 teeth, but it makes a difference. Again, it's that the straw that broke the camel's back kind of thing. So tire pressure, I'm running according to my new gauge, my new tire gauge that I put on my Silka floor pump. I'm running about 17 and a half in the front, and about 20, maybe 21, or excuse me, maybe 20 and a half in the rear. I try to keep it at 20, but it's just like not even half a pump, and it moves up. It moved up half a PSI. Man, I can't see shit right now. Sun's right in my eyes. Oh shit. Oh. There.
I know you got this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't have the concentration. I'm freaking tired. Man, I feel tired today. Legs feel really weak. I think I might have to go back to doing some fire road climbs, because those fire road climbs, even though they're boring as shit, they get you in better shape. You know, to get your fitness, not just your legs, but not just make your legs stronger, but cardiovascular wise too. Because the fire road it tends to be more consistent of an incline compared to single track like this, where the incline is not as consistent. So fitness wise, it's a little bit harder with this than it is a fire road. So I'm digging this 52 for climbing the tech. It's not too low of a gear. I'm able to climb it and still have enough pedal resistance where it doesn't throw me off balance. And what they call the inch gear, how much you pedal with your rotation of your crank to how many inches you move forward. You know, this 52 being two taller. I forgot, I did the math on it. I forgot what the percentage was. It wasn't that much of a difference in percentage, but it's enough to make a difference. I think this is the key. It's the ticket. 52s. I just need to get strong again to be able to push this 52s. Otherwise, like I said, the 52 just made it too soft at the pedal. There was not much resistance, and it kind of threw me off balance. But when you have a little bit of resistance at the pedal, you actually can balance better. Oh man, I made it up that. Man, it's been a while since I made it up that. Oh shit. Damn it, not enough momentum. Yeah. I'm surprised I made it up the last section. Normally I have to put my foot down over there. Yeah, maybe next ride I might just do a fire road again. I haven't done the fire road. Oh shit. I haven't done the fire road since I got this bike. Since I got this bike, I'm like, screw the fire road. This bike makes this chunky section so much smoother, so much easier, more forgiving than the previous bike, the Itzo. But I think I need to I need to do the fire road again just to get some conditioning back. Oh shit, made it. Whew. There, thank you. Oh shit, made it. Okay, that's good. Oh, this is really good. Yeah, I think that's the ticket. '52's much better at technical climbing because you don't spin out too easy. I didn't lose any traction at all. The tires didn't spin out. Normally on the 52, because it's a gear so low, you have so much wheel torque. I would spin out. I have to really shift my weight around to not spin out. This one, I didn't have to move much. Moved a little bit, but not much compared to the 52. So I'm better centered, better balanced. Oh shit! God damn it! Fuck! Hit the rock right there, right here on my pedal. Damn it! Damn, I don't usually. Oh man, that's kind of odd. I had to put my foot down right there. Normally, I don't put my foot down at that spot at all. I think maybe because I'm getting too self-assured about this 52s that I sort of relaxed it a little bit. But I also have to get used to sort of get back to used to pedaling and where my, as I'm turning the crank over, get used to where the pedal is in relation to this, whatever next rock that I could potentially hit the pedal strike. Yeah, so I think it's mainly the gearing was off comparing this to my Itzo. They will climb better because of that gearing. So I took care of the oval chainring, which feels better to me, feels more natural. I think I could climb better with the oval chainring. That's one. Point of engagement on the hub body. Higher point of engagement, the better off you are. You have more you have less backlash, basically. Less backlash in the crank. So you quick engagement. So when you're at a technical section, you don't want to spend all that time fighting the backlash, because that split second that you lose because I've thought too much backlash in the crank, it slows you down and you lose momentum, and that's how you get hung up. Especially, again, in the technical section where it's all rocky, those rocks will act as a stopper on your tires if you don't have that forward momentum of pedaling. So big difference, huge difference. So that's one. Another one. So I think the two big one is the point of engagement for technical climbing, and also the gearing. Can't be too low. Can be using those 32 tooth. 32 tooth is good for there's a steep fire road. So you're gonna go up and you're just gonna grind the gears up. But anyway, where it could be steeper, but it has to be smooth. Or can't be too rough, too technical. Otherwise, that's 52 tooth. It's just you get so low that it doesn't work out very well. So the 52 I think is ideal. So I know SRAM, because originally when they came out with 12 speed, SRAM came out with 12 speed before Shimano, I believe. And when it came out 12 speed, that's when it came out with their XD drive hub body, and also they came out with a 52s, and they were at 52 for a while until Shimano came out with a 12 speed with a 51, and SRAM just can't let Shimano one up us. We one up them by doing a 52, but I think that was a mistake. 52 is not good. I think 50 is good. Maybe even 51. I haven't tried 51 yet. Actually, I do have a 51. I have a Shimano 51. I want to try out on this bike and see how it works. So I got everything. All I need to do is I'm waiting for the. I just ordered. Actually, was it this morning or last night? I forget. I think it was last night. I ordered a free hub body from Hunt, because this is a privateer. Privateer is under umbrella company that also owns Hunt wheels, Hunt brand. So these wheels are the Hunt Trail, what do they call? Trail Wide, I think. Trail Wide version 2, 30 millimeter inside diameter rim, 100 plus point of engagement. I'm not sure, I can't remember exactly what it was. 100 something. It's a 6 paw. Has a 6 paw instead of 3 paws. So I can do the math. If I go 6 times what equals 100 plus, I think is 108, I think. So 6 times what? However many teeth the engagement has, that multiplied by 6, that will get you your point of engagement. In this case, it's 100 and something. So if we take 100 doesn't divide it by 6. So let's say 100 divided by 5, but not 6. What's the next number up that divides by 6? Turn off and back on to continue recording. So I'm still not sure what that's about. I think it's just the format I'm using. The FAT 16 or FAT 32, whatever it is, whatever the format is, the FAT format. It can only record so much data before it can't record anymore. So I think that's what's going on with this Insta360. Or Insta360 1RS. When I had the 1R, it could actually run for like about 70 minutes or so before it turned off. Actually, it ran with the 1R. I was able to run 70-ish minutes, give or take a few minutes, until the battery ran out. Then it would stop. But the recording, it actually never stopped. And I'm not sure why. On this one, the recording stops at around about an hour, sometimes even less, sometimes even as low as 40 minutes, so 45 minutes. So I'm not sure why it stopped so quickly, because I'm still using the same pixel. I'm using a 1080p, so 1080p on both of them with what is it? I think 30 frame rate. So it should be the same, but for some reason it's stopping sooner. I'm not sure if that's firmware difference or if that's just because this one has something else going on that makes it, in the image quality, that makes it even more, taking up more data on this image quality, even though it's the same pixel. So anyway, so back to the bike. What was I? Oh yeah, point of engagement. Yeah, so yeah, I can't do the math right now. No, divided by 6. 100 and something divided by 6. Whatever that is. I do when I get home. Huffing and puffing, it's hard to think, because all you can do is just be in the moment, do what, and sort of forget everything else. That's one of the reasons why I like to ride. Why I like to ride motorcycles or ride a mountain bike, because they both do the same thing. They both give me the thrill, the excitement, but also they put me in the moment, in the present. Very zen, and whatever, I'm not thinking about much. I'm on the bike. I would do that to de-stress. I'm not sure if I need to de-stress, because I don't have much stress in my life. I got no kids, no wife, no house, so I have no mortgage. cheap, dirt cheap. When I look for a place, it's all about going as cheap as possible. Oh. Okay, going up down with the 52 feels okay. In the valley sections, I had it on 42. Feels fine. Okay, so there was a fire earlier this week on Monday. There was some smoke. I can still smell. I think the fire's gone. But I can still smell that smoke. Kind of like, you know, when you're burning firewood, a campfire. But it's a very faint. Right now, actually up here, I don't smell it. When I was riding up, this trail at the bottom where I started, I smelled that firewood burn. So the fire was actually right over there. If you look, let's see. Yeah, you look for the hills right here, right? The foreground, the background, and that's right along right here. There's like a little valley right in there that goes up that way. The fire was in there somewhere earlier this week on Monday. By Wednesday, I think by Wednesday, Monday morning, or excuse me, Monday afternoon actually, there was a fire. So actually Monday morning, then by Wednesday afternoon was evening, the fire was, I think, gone because I didn't see the fire department anymore. Didn't see the fire department anymore. So the fire was gone by then. I need to look ahead. I wasn't looking ahead right there. Just looking down. Man, I'm still looking down. Because I'm tired. When I'm tired, I tend to look down. All those chunk slows you down when you hit them. And with the suspension will help you go over them, but they still slow you down. And my saddle, my seat post is only down maybe an inch right here because it's not very steep here, right? It's not very steep, so I purposely went around I purposely went to the roughest stuff back there just to see how it feels, how the bike feels, and it's smooth. Suspension feels good. Tire pressure surprisingly feels pretty good too. It's possible I could go a little bit higher than tire pressure, but I think I'm probably okay. Okay, now we need to gear down a little bit more, lower my gear and lower my seat another inch or so. So I'm probably maybe closer to 2 inches or so low on my hit my toe on my left foot right there. I'm thinking about possibly increasing my suspension pressure maybe by 5 psi or so, 2 or 3 maybe, but as much as 5. Even though I'm not bottoming out, I don't think I've bottomed out at all so far on this bike at the current tire pressure. But it feels like I can ride. Feels like I'm riding kind of low in the suspension. I think I'm at about 25% sag. Maybe I could go down to, or go reduce it to 20%. And see how it is. I know I started out at 30% sag. That was way too. It was way too much sag I thought for this bike. Because this bike is how it's designed. It was designed to kind of sit in the suspension. So when you have that much sag, it really sits in it pretty deep. And when you do that, it's less poppy, and it's less poppy, and also less ground clearance. So before I bought this, I was really seriously considering getting a nollie, and the nollie sits higher up in its suspension. It feels more poppy. So the nollies wasn't really intended to be, as far as I'm aware, the nollie what do they call it, 130 or 135, whatever it is. Basically, the competition to this bike wasn't really designed to be, a race bike. It's meant for, it's designed for trail riding in the North Shore. Whereas this bike, Privateer, is a little bit more not so much obstacles and such, but more for competition. Obviously this bike is not a competition bike. This is the 141, whereas the 161 is their competition enduro bike for a Privateer racer. But this bike this 141 has genetics of the 161. So, and that bike that 161 is meant to race and meant to go fast. So it's basically kind of go through things instead of being poppy and such. I guess it's meant to kind of glide through. I wouldn't say plow through, but sort of plow through, but glide through all the rough technical stuff versus being poppy. You have a bike that's more poppy. When it goes through rougher stuff, it feels a little bumpier. I think it feels a little bumpier. So my riding style is more my riding style mates better with the Privateer versus the nollie, because I don't do stunts, and I don't really do jumps and any of that stuff. I just like to ride through technical section up and down. So thanks again. So yeah, so my riding style matches up with the Privateer more. So that's why I got a Privateer, but also because I wanted an aluminum frame. I wanted a higher end aluminum frame. Because usually aluminum frame is meant for budget. And in a way, the Privateer is meant for budget, but but it's still high end. Still, fairly high end. So yeah, and I think that's what a Privateer feels really good. It climbs really well. I didn't want a carbon because I just don't think carbon is that durable. You know, how long does carbon last? You know, it's too sensitive for a mountain bike, especially when you crash and all that stuff. Man, you don't know when you get all those hairline fractures and such. And it's just doesn't leave my mind at ease. You know, I want some peace of mind, especially when you get older. You take less risks, so you want more peace of mind. But you know, carbon's just more expensive. More expensive than aluminum. Not to say that this bike is cheap. It's not. It was freaking expensive. But anything that's equal to this, that's in full carbon, man, it's like literally like $1,000 more. That's just too much. And does it give me that much more? I don't think so. So yeah, so I think I might play around with the suspension. Maybe go down to maybe 20% sag instead of 25. Actually, I need to double check my sag and see what it is right now. I thought it was 25, but who knows? It might be more than 25 or it might be less. I have no idea. Last time I checked, I could have sworn it was 25. At this pressure, I have it at 140 in the rear in my shock, and I think 50 in the fork. So this is the type of road right here, or this fire road right here basically, is where the 52 tooth works really well, because it's not very technical, and it's pretty steep, and it's not real long. It's only like, well, I don't know, 100 meters or so, but it's steep enough to keep me huffing and puffing even on the 52. I'm only like a third of, I have about a third of the way back up, or maybe a quarter now. Okay, I need to stop talking. For a climb like this, I wish the C-tube angle was even steeper. I think the C-tube angle is 78, I believe, maybe 78 and a half. I wish it was like 80. Oh, actually, that didn't feel that bad. My legs didn't burn. My heart and lungs are pumping, and my legs just shy of burning. Same with my heart, just shy of burning. It could be that the downhill, usually the downhill kind of energizes me. Going down that single track gets me pumping, and by then I'm fully warmed up too. I'm fully warmed up, but at the same time, I'm so kind of tired as well. Okay, that was 52. Oh, excuse me, 50. 52s. So I think my camera angle is much better now than it was before, because I'm wearing the chest harness as high up as I can on my chest, versus when it's lower down on my torso, it points down more, whereas having it higher up points up a little bit more. But also, ever since I got this stem and handlebar, the stem raises up, I think, is it 6 millimeters? Can't remember, 6, I think it's 6 millimeters. 6 millimeters up. The handlebar is also riser more than the factory handlebars. I think these handlebars are at least 25 millimeter rise, if not more than that. I think the factory one was only, I think this one is probably 30, maybe even 35 millimeter rise. I think closer to 30, I think, just eyeballing it. Whereas the factory one was, I think, around 20 or so, a little bit lower. 5-10 millimeters lower than this one is. So overall, I think I raised my hand position, raised it about at least a good half inch, if not a full inch. I don't think a full inch, that's too much. I think it's probably a good 15 millimeters, so a little bit over half an inch higher. And it feels good going down. I don't feel like I'm getting, like when I go to the technical section and I hit a big rock, sometimes when my handlebar was lower, sometimes I felt like I was going to get tossed over the bars, or in the beginning stages of getting tossed, but I always end up not getting tossed. But with this, just a little bit higher, just half an inch or so higher, it doesn't feel like I get tossed at all, so it's good. Hi, Pooch. This berm right here, this berm right here didn't always used to be there. It used to be no berm at all. 20 years ago, when I was still riding seriously, none of these trails were intended for mountain biking at all. But since then, they made little changes here and there to make it more mountain bike friendly. So I think it's just mountain biking now is so much more widely adopted compared to 20 years ago, but we still had to do a lot of NBC work, if you would, diplomacy, volunteering work and stuff to make us look better, because there's always those kids that goes in and wreck shit up and ride pretty recklessly and stuff. But now it's more widely adopted, more people, more sway basically. So a little bit more, things are getting a little bit more bike friendly, but still not a lot of, at least it doesn't seem to me like a lot of progress. Not like other places I've seen. And I'm watching all these YouTube videos for all these bike places, bike park, not just bike parks, but just public trails that are like done up. Like holy shit! And this is where, like in the middle of like nowhere. You're like, what the heck? But here, in the middle of a place where it has so much money, but that could be why too. Whatever equestrian advocacy group and hikers, hiking advocacy group, like Sierra Club and stuff. You know, those two groups historically don't like mountain bikes. And back in the 90s, when I was in college, I used to hike and backpack a lot. I was actually a member of the Sierra Club for like 2 years. Back then, I didn't know any better, donating to the Sierra Club. Then when I found out more about them, I wasn't a fan because they were anti-mountain biking, anti-lots of things. I mean, it's understandable. They're like, oh, we want to save the environment and all that stuff, but you can't be excluding people. You know, you need to be more inclusive. All these organizations being exclusive, big no, my book. You know, let people be, do what they want. As long as they're not tearing shit up, it's all good. So with this bike, this suspension setting I have right now, the sag I have right now, it's not very poppy. So sometimes I want to pop over some things, and it doesn't really pop. It's like it just wants to suck it up and soak it up. I'm like, God dang it. So I think I'm gonna increase the pressure just a little bit, so that way I could be a little bit more poppy, raise my bottom bracket height, so I get a little bit more ground clearance against pedal strikes. But the good side about not being that poppy is that it kind of goes through everything, and it kind of just floats through everything really nicely, and that's more my riding side. But you know, every here and there, if there's a lip or something, I can pop off. But so yeah, so I'm gonna have to play with that. See, I think I got a second wind or something. I'm fully warmed up or something, because after that 5-road climb up to these switchbacks, I felt so much better compared to climbing up the first single track that I usually climb up. I was like getting winded, and the steepness it isn't any more steep, it's the same. Well, it's more technical. That's probably why I get more winded, because it's more technical than here. But sometimes I wonder, once I warm up, I think I slow down a little bit. I just kind of relax a little bit and slow myself down a little bit. So that's probably why I'm not as winded. Usually at the beginning, when I'm not fully warmed up, I tend to go a little faster, I think. I get winded because I haven't settled into the groove. But by the time I do the first downhill, I pretty much settle into the groove. I kind of maintain my pace, and I'm good. Yeah, this gearing is much better for technical climbing is tall enough to keep my forward momentum going, but not so, but low enough I can still climb. Yes, I'm really digging this setup right now. I'm gonna try the Shimano 51 tooth and see how that does. See, I wanted to pop off right there, but it didn't really pop off. It just kind of soaked it up and rode through it. Almost like it was plowing through almost. So I definitely want to change my suspension pressure. A little bit more pressure, I think. Maybe even change the damping. See, rode right through all this just fine. No problems at all. Oh man, it's not coming down my nose. Let me take the rougher line here. The rougher outside line. Oh man, it's not coming down my nose now. Oh shit, that's not coming down my nose. The suspension feels good. And going through all this, I think I still have like an inch of suspension travel left. Realistically, I'm not going that fast. I'm not going that fast. I can go faster, but I don't want to. Maybe if I go with like beefier tires, maybe. But with these Recons cross-country tires. Hello, thank you. With these Recon cross-country tires, this is about as fast as I want to go. You could probably push it a little bit faster, but I don't want to take that risk. I like these 2.6. They feel much cushier, more forgiving. I don't think they rail the turns as well because of that sort of semi-balloonish. So they're not as. I think they don't steer quite as sharp because of that reason. Kind of balloonish, but also I'm running the 120 TPI, but also softer, so it's even more cushy. It's even more cushy and that makes it even less precise. Oops. Hello. I know a lot of people take these sharp turns and they like to skid their rear tire a little bit because that causes, when you skid the rear tire, it rotates the bike around. It's kind of like a rear-wheel drive car where you kind of swing the back end around and you oversteer. I don't like doing that because that actually, it's fun. I'm not saying that it's not. It's really fun, but I don't like doing that because it causes more trail erosion. And I want to be as responsible as I can as far as a trail user, because, you know, you don't want to mess things up unnecessarily, just for the sake of the thrill of it. You know, that's a little bit selfish, I would say. So that's why I go through those switchbacks without locking up my tires at all. So you don't lock up your tires, especially with a long bike like this, and slack head angle and stuff. It doesn't go around those switchbacks that well without that rotation. So you have to kind of crawl around those switchbacks, which actually isn't very fun. But, you know, again, it's all about trying to, you know, I always try to be have that conservation mindset. You know, it's not like you know, these are parks, but these are not bike parks. There's other users, and with a bike park, you know, on a bike park, there's always maintenance being done. But on the trail and regular park trails and stuff, there's bike maintenance every now and here, but not as much. So we try to keep them in good condition as possible. The reality is that actually rain causes the most erosion by far. Rain probably causes, I would say rain probably causes 90% of the erosion, if not 95% of the erosion on trails. But still, there's certain things that you can do as a rider to reduce that, to make it less so for the rain to cause erosion. So locking up the back wheel, skinning it around, causing trenches and such, that will accelerate erosion when water channels through those trenches. That's why I don't want to do that. That's why I ride, when I go around switchbacks, I'm always very conservative. I have the mindset of conservation. And most things, I just don't like locking up my tires at all for those reasons. Otherwise, if I didn't care about that, man, I would totally be locking up my back wheel all the time, skidding it around. That's really fun. It really is fun, but you know, so I give that up to be a little bit more trail conservation minded. Oh, shit. That's over.